Is it awkward that I saw this movie on 9/11? I mean, like, the first shot is a plane going into a building. Sully is directed by Clint Eastwood and stars Tom Hanks as Captain Chesley Sullenberger, who also is known as Sully, who safely was able to make an emergency water landing in the Hudson River in 2009 of US Airways Flight 1549 and saved everybody on board. As soon as it happened, everyone praised him as a hero. People were just amazed. They called it the miracle in the Hudson. And this movie takes a look into that. But the premise of this movie is about the landing on the Hudson is kind of just the thing that hooks audiences, because the movie takes a personal look into Captain Sullenberger and deals with how he was dealing with all this exposure that everyone was pressuring on him as soon as the event happened. He's kind of struggling with it a bit. He doesn't know how to be this hero type that everyone keeps saying he is. He's just a humble man who's had 40 years of experience with aviation, and now suddenly he's, as he says, he's being judged on 208 seconds. He doesn't think that's entirely right. He thinks, why do you have to put this giant spotlight on me? I just did my job. That's just simply it. Sully is a character portrayal film on one hand, but also it's a gripping procedural on the other hand, because while everyone is saying, oh, Captain Sullenberger, he's a big hero and the miracle on the Hudson, all yada yada, at the same time, behind the scenes, the National Transport Safety Bureau launched a massive investigation to try and determine if the calls that Sully had made were the right ones. And they begin to question, did he have enough time to make it back to the airport? Did he really have to endanger the lives of everybody on board and make the landing in the Hudson River? These questions start to come up, and you go into this movie thinking, oh yes, Sully's a hero. We know that. We've seen that before. But as the movie goes on, you start to question, you start to think, well, maybe he might have been able to. Did he really need to do this landing? That's the reason why this movie gets your attention, because you're following the story along and you're trying to piece it together the same way that the National Transport Safety Bureau is doing as well. You're on the side of Sully, of course, but at the same time, you're still doubting him. It's that lovely play of your expectations that makes the movie so interesting to watch. But that's just one of the things, because another thing is Tom Hanks as Sully is fantastic. I mean, it's not one of those performances that's going to define his career, but it's one of those performances that he can do pretty much in his sleep. He could just come on a set, get into the character, perform it, there you go, and it's a great thing to watch. Not only does he look like a character, but he dives straight into the heart of who he is. You get to see the world through his eyes, and Tom Hanks has this ability to portray pretty much any character, and you really can't take your eyes off him. He has this magnetic charm about him. Even if he's just there, not really saying that much, you're still wondering what he's thinking. We have a great supporting performance by Aaron Eckhart. I thought not only was he funny, but also it's kind of sad, because everyone's making this big deal about, oh, Sully's this big hero, and he's kind of off to the side, just, hey, yeah, I'll pilot the plane too. Can I get a hug? Aaron Eckhart's character was the first officer on the plane, and he's pretty much getting no credit. Oh, poor Aaron Eckhart, he still did a good job. I like him, he was fun. Director Clint Eastwood, he kind of makes the movies that your dad loves. Letters from Iwo Jima, Flags from Our Fathers, Gran Torino, Jersey Boys. But a lot of these films kind of feel a little depressing. They're always shot in these really weird grey, bluish filters that doesn't really look that appealing. But with Sully, there was a lot more heart to it. There was a lot more things that made you feel nice. And in the end, you were actually walking out with a smile on your face. This movie is very easy to watch. It's only 96 minutes long. You sit down, the movie has your attention for a lot of scenes. There's a lot of scenes that are very thrilling, very gripping, especially the actual water landing itself. You're in the moment, you know what's going to happen because they've already told you, but you're still thinking, wow, this looks fantastic. The cinematography, the music, the editing is so well done that it makes this story, which could have just been a boring episode of Air Crash Investigation, and makes it still into a well-crafted film. This movie is not without its flaws, namely a lot of the characters kind of go unresolved. The main focus of the movie is on Sully himself, which kind of sidelines everybody to just be bit players, which, I don't know, I wanted a bit of closure for his wife. I wanted more from Anna Gunn, who played one of the Bureau members. She didn't really do much. She was just kind of there. A lot of characters were just there, and I found that a little distracting, because I thought, what are they doing? kind of nothing. There's a lot of scenes where it's just flashbacks to Sully's previous aviation career, but they happen like at really abrupt times in the movie, and it kind of stops it a lot. It's a 96-minute movie, and it does feel pretty easy to watch, but at the same time, a lot of moments that just kind of happen and it kind of throws you out a bit. And they also feel the need to show the water landing itself twice. And it just keeps kind of jumping back and forth. Present, past, present, past. And it's a little annoying. I think that the movie could have been a lot better had it been told in a more chronological way and not actually need those flashbacks. It kind of felt that they were kind of padding it out for time because they thought, well, there's not really that much of this story, so we need to have something in there to, get it to feature length, which, I don't know, it's just a little unnecessary. Sully was an enjoyable movie. It's one of those movies that if it comes on Foxtel, I'll be like, okay, cool, I can watch it. Not really pay that much attention to it, but it was still very well crafted, simple, easy movie, and I definitely say that it's worth the ticket and the DVD. So Sully, have you seen it? Please tell me what you think about it. Remember, push that little red button. Thank you for watching.